What a scene tonight at Short Stadium with bragging rights on the line in the U.S. Open Cup. It's the Cosmos and the Red Bulls here on One World Sports. Tonight, the oldest soccer competition in the United States, the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, comes to New York, and two teams will face each other for the very first time. In their prime, the New York Cosmos were the toast of the town, routinely selling out Giant Stadium, winning a record 5 NASL titles, before adding a sixth in 2013. Over 2 decades later, the Cosmos' reign as kings of New York will be challenged by a crosstown rival, the defending MLS regular season champion New York Red Bulls. Bragging rights and the quest for the most prestigious trophy in American soccer continues tonight. Cosmos, Red Bulls, next. No matter who your team is, this one has New York written all over it. It's the Cosmos and the Red Bulls here on Long Island, 4th round of the U.S. Open Cup. And welcome, everyone. I'm Ed Cohen. This event tonight has been dubbed the Gotham Derby Revival, and for good reason. It's been over 80 years since two New York pro soccer teams have met in a match. For the Cosmos, they're hungry. This is the 2nd year of their reboot, and here tonight they face an MLS opponent on their home turf. On the other side, for the Red Bulls, they're trying to find their focus, given their struggles historically in the U.S. Open Cup. To break this one down, two guys who know these two teams better than anybody, the former Cosmo and Red Bulls broadcaster Shep Messing and the Cosmos broadcaster Janusz Michalek. And we'll start with you. Jimmy Mauer's been great in net, Janusz, for the Cosmos. 6 shutouts this year. What's going to be the challenge here tonight against the Red Bulls?
Different quality of strikers. You have to say that. I mean, he's familiar with the NASL players, but here you have Bradley Wright Phillips, who's been on fire for New York Red Bulls in terms of scoring, of course. And you look at Peggy Luindola, who has played for Olympic Lyon and France, of course. So that's just different. He's going to have to be on his toes.
As for the Red Bulls, Luis Robles, he has been a star in net this season. Ryan Mara, his backup, someone who's endured some tough luck with injuries and not having a spot, but he gets his shot tonight.
Well, Ryan Mara is a good local story. He started Fordham University, and as a rookie, he was sensational for Red Bulls, but he's been shelved for a while. Is he rusty? Is he sharp tonight? This is a big opportunity for Ryan Mara.
Local product here on Long Island. We've got the Cosmos and the Red Bulls. This one in the U.S. Open Cup. 4th round. Who's moving on? We'll find out next. Gio Savarese led the Cosmos to that championship last year, but many remember him for his 3 years with the Metro Stars. His 41 goals lasted as a club record for 12 years. And here's a look at the Cosmos lineup.
You look at Nocelli, a great start against Ottawa. Of course, he scored the goal. Hogap Charishin continues to deputize on that left-hand side for Diomas Diaz. Of course, Oxford same over injury Roversio, although Roversio is available. When you look at the rest of it, the usual suspects really. Very, very strong lineup.
Mike Petke leading the New York Red Bulls, who he starred for, three-time All-Star and a Long Island native out of St. John the Baptist. And here is the Red Bulls lineup.
Well, the Red Bulls put a very strong starting 11 on the field. Look at number 99 up top, Bradley Wright Phillips. Luyendula, he'll be tucked in behind him, trying to spray the ball around, and strong at the wide midfield positions. Steele on the left, Lloyd Sam on the right. We talked about Ryan Mara in goal.
One World Sports welcomes our newest distribution partner, Verizon Fios, which can be found on channel 309. Underway at a Rock and Stewart Stadium in this U.S. Open Cup. Metro Stars 1 week ago, rather the Red Bulls, coming off a victory on the road against the New England Revolution. Cloudy skies, good temperatures under the lights for this one. And a look at our officials, headed by Kevin Terry Jr., the referee. This will be a throw-in, deep along the sideline for the New York Cosmos, the defending NASL champs. Close the spring season with that 1-0 win over Ottawa Fury FC. Cosmos in the home green and the Red Bulls in the road blue.
That's an early offside call, a little bit over anxious, out wide to the left. Assistant referee on the near side of the field had the flag up, and Ryan Mara plays it out square to Armando.
Shep, there should be a lot of adrenaline going. This is a big competition, and don't let anyone, downplay this. The managers will try to do that, of course. It's a big derby between two New York teams playing in two different leagues. Both sides missing some key players, right? Marcus Senna is not available, and of course Timmy Cahill and Thierry Henry as well, but still plenty of depth.
Yeah, absolutely, and a lot of juice to this. The teams and that Red Bull with the ball.
Here they come. Nice play out of the back line. And a takedown. The call on Ibrahim Zakaya.
Yeah, let's see if that's a yellow card to set the tone for this game. Janusz, Ed, we talked about the physicality about this rivalry. Don't let anybody kid you. It's real. Mike Petke, Giovanni Savarese. And so he's getting a lecture.
I see that you're ready. I've been ready for a while. I've been sleeping in a push-up position. I was so juiced about this. But look, this is going to be different. Two teams from different leagues. As you take a look at this foul from Sagaya right there. And you know, in terms of Cosmos, this is going to take them from the comfort zone just a little bit, won't it? Obviously, they're used to their possession. They usually outpossess and outplay teams rather easily in this league, even though they didn't won the spring season. But you know, the Red Bulls giving them a different look.
Yeah, and that's why the first 10 minutes of this game critical. See who gets settled in first.
We are in the third minute. Scoreless between the Cosmos and the Red Bulls. The winner of this match gets the winner of Philadelphia out of the MLS and Harrisburg. Here come the Red Bulls. Luyendula sends it along edge of the box. And a good slide there by Hunter Freeman, the former Red Bull.
Well, we talked before about number 8 for Red Bulls, Luyendula. He's the guy who made that entry pass. Well defended by Hunter Freeman.
Well, Peggy Luyendula is going to have the freedom to roam, won't he? But I think you still got to really pay attention to Bradley Wright Phillips. 11 goals in 15 games so far for the Red Bulls. That's not bad, I'll tell you. And so much competition there. You have Timmy Cahill, you have Thierry Henry, you have two strikers like that. So you're talking 4 deep in a critical position.
You guys have each seen each team's prior contest. The Red Bulls on the road at New England and the Cosmos getting by Ottawa Fury FC. This one, we're in the 4th minute. It's been physical from the start.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big win, Shep, right? You were there for that against my old team, New England. New England has been a bogey team I suppose, to New York Red Bulls. That was the first win in a long, long time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, look at this crowd, though, and you can't tell me New York has not been waiting for this game. Red Bull supporters and, of course, Cosmos fans.
Played into the area, headed up and headed back out. Edge of the area, Johnny Steele back for the Red Bulls.
You know, there's thought that there isn't enough room in this big city for 3 teams. I'll tell you, NYCFC is going to have some work cut out for themselves, because you look at the passion here, the Red Bull supporters traveling in numbers, which is great to see, by the way. To our left, of course, New York Cosmos groups, and they've been extremely vocal so far.
Story goes that the Cosmos didn't want another New York team to be in the NASL back in the 80s. Now New Yorkers get their wish, right?
I suppose, yes. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's great to see, and you know, 3 teams competing like this. Well, we haven't seen the third, but from what I see so far, this is going to be exceptional.
Guenzani back to get it for the Cosmos. A little touch in midfield, off the back heel of Stockelin. He's been the stars of late for the Cosmos, number 18 in green. 3 goals and 3 assists in NASL play. Late into the middle for Luyandula. Little touch, Sakaya. Longo getting the start in this one, number 3 in blue. Bit too strong a pass from Steele and throwing the other way for the Cosmos.
A lot of mobility already from New York Red Bulls, Shep, and especially as we mentioned, you look at Peggy Luyandula all over the place, looking, asking for the ball. As I've always felt, I think Joseph Nane and Denis Chateau are going to have to be super strong here without Marcos Senna.
Steele trying to keep it in, could not. That on the foot of Wright Phillips. And a throw in the other way. You guys mentioned number 99 in blue, Bradley Wright Phillips. 11 goals in MLS regular season play.
Well, and I think Yash was talking about it. His service, the distribution has been coming from Luyandula in the midfield. He's the catalyst in the attacking third. But we talked about the big guys missing Marcos Senna for the Cosmos. Thierry Henry has been responsible for 5 of Bradley Wright Phillips' goals. So he doesn't have Cahill as a provider. He doesn't have Thierry Henry.
And that's important that you mentioned that, because, you know, when I look at players like Bradley Wright Phillips, they're great when they have the ball and they're facing the goal, right? So what you have to do if you're New York Cosmos, you have got to cut out the supply of the ball for him, right? And he's not going to be as effective.
Here come the Cosmos. Stockelin enters the box. Shoots!
Absolutely smoked that ball, upper 90 far corner. What a start to the game.
Cosmos, and boy, this crowd on Long Island going nuts as Freeman with the contact there on Oyango.
I think that was Carlos Mendez who played that ball over the top, put it in a perfect space. Mendez, the captain, he looked up, he saw that vacated space, played the ball over the top, and Sterling did the rest.
That's true. Instead of Carlos Mendez, of course. Remember on New York Red Bulls before, we've talked about Hunter Freeman, we've talked about Jimmy Maurer. All those players have ties to New York Red Bulls.
Cosmos with the lead, with some fire there, but it's turned over by Ayose.
Well, I'll tell you what, you talk about a crowd getting what they came for, that's electrifying. And now, Ed, how do you deal with prosperity if you're the Cosmos? How do you manage the game? And How do you deal with adversity? That's what's hit Red Bull.
Shep, I know you've been following here. Here's my problem. In the last couple of games, New York Cosmos have scored an early goal, very early goal, and haven't been truly able to put teams away. Now, this is different ball wax, isn't it? New York Red Bulls, this is not going to be easy. So, again, it settles the nerves, no questions about that. But we'll see, you know, if you're New York Cosmos, Shep, you almost have to treat this as 0-0 at this stage.
You mentioned that, Janusz, 6 wins for the Cosmos, 6 were shutouts, a number of them by 1 goal. So possession by possession can work, but against the Red Bulls, you need to be on your feet. One 0 Cosmos, and they're on the move in the home green. This is Nane, played out wide, touch, now he gets through. Nocelli tried to set it up. Tonight's match clock is brought to you by Seiko, the official timekeeper of the NASL. 11th minute of action, Schuett Stadium, one of the great crowds for the Cosmos this year. And in the 7th minute, they come through on the goal from Mads Stokkelin.
We talked a little bit about this rare start for Ryan Mara in goal for New York Red Bulls. Nothing he could do about that, but that is not the way you want to start a game if you're a goalkeeper that has not played recently.
The biggest problem with that was, Shep, that he was stranded, wasn't he? I mean, you look at this, you know, I'd like to take a second look where Oyongo was on that play. He was the closest player to it, I suppose. Carlos Mendes, great decision, that one touch pretty much over the top. But a ball like this shouldn't be able to beat all 4 defenders. You got to have pressure, you got to have coverage. So, you know, again, I don't want to just talk about, you know, left back because, of course, Mads Stokkelin came from that side. But the reaction from New York Red Bulls wasn't good enough, obviously.
Throw in coming for Hunter Freeman. Top of the box. On the ground, shot. That one blocked. Might have hit the back of Chirishian on the attempt there by Nocelli. This one's played in, and it back out by Oyongo, and Steele serves it away for the Red Bulls. 12th minute, 1-0 Cosmos. Ed Cohen, Shep Messing, Janusz Mihalik with you on One World Sports. 4th round of the U.S. Open Cup. This will be a throw-in for the Red Bulls. Jimmy Maurer, the product of South Carolina. Good hustle there by Lloyd Sam.
Red Bulls are shell-shocked, aren't they?
Absolutely.
They can't find the rhythm right now. The beauty of New York Cosmos is we often say that they never change, and that's a positive 99% of the time. Yes, we want them to be more direct from time to time. Maybe that was a good example of that because it was pretty direct and it worked. But for the most part, regardless of who the opponent is, in NASL or obviously here in MLS, they just play the same way. They have the blueprint and they stick to it.
Yeah, and what they have needed at times, there's another long ball over the top, has been that finisher. Who's the guy that's going to put it in the back of the net? I think we had the answer in the 8th minute, but you're right, Red Bulls out of rhythm.
Now he gets through it. Oh, nice look there from Freeman. But the header from the Cosmos is wide. Got a good look at a player down.
Yeah, in the last play, and you look at Chris Duval, he falls asleep on the last play. Look at that delivery here, and Hagop Chirishian sneaks up from in behind. This is ball watching, really, because if Duval attacks that ball, we have no problems there. Hagop Chirishian, not the tallest of players, almost gets his name on the scoring sheet.
Yeah, there's no question Red Bulls have been a bit inconsistent. If they've had a weakness, it's been that back 4. It's been exposed a couple of times tonight.
What pressure does that put on a goalie who hasn't been out there all that much this year in Maurer? Mera, rather.
Yeah, we talked about that, and then Giannis knows it well. It's not uncharacteristic at a high level. Igor Casillas didn't play for Real Madrid all year in league play, but he played in Champions League. He started the first game in the World Cup, similar with Ryan Mera. He hasn't played in the league, but this U.S. Open Cup, a big opportunity for him.
Don't deflect that at me. You're the goalkeeper. You should know better. But I suspect that if you're a goalkeeper in that situation, you want to get your mittens on the ball early in the game, right? You want to make sure that you feel that ball, you feel confident, even if it's not special. And he hasn't had the chance yet. The first time he's got to look at, at the ball, it's in the back of the net.
Yeah, and Ryan Mera, look, goalkeepers have short memories. He's already forgotten about it. But yes, you want to get an easy touch in the game, just like field players who didn't have the opportunity. So who grabs the next portion of this game?
th minute, 1-0 Cosmos on just a brilliant strike from Stokelin in the 8th minute. Wright Phillips closing in. Maurer. Stokelin in pursuit. He's beaten there by Matt Miazga. Contact. Tarishian is down.
Yeah, it looks like a substitution. I see one of his teammates motioning towards the bench right there. Looks like a shoulder. I wonder if he dislocated it.
Yeah, in that previous play, I think, when that ball was crossed to the far post.
Right. This is just the end product, probably jarred it just a little bit more, just enough. And let's have a look as Stokelin chases that ball. Going for that ball. Yeah, I think nothing there, and you're absolutely right, Chip. It did happen in the penalty area on a previous play.
Yeah, that was that delicious ball that was served to the far post where he cut inside of Chris Duval, fell hard to the turf.
So Tarishian out. 17th minute, and the Cosmos with the 1-0 lead on the New York Red Bulls.
Well, if you're Giovanni Savarese, you have to make a quick decision. You don't want to be playing with 10 men. He's waiting for a signal to see whether he's going to have to go to the bench or not. And it looks like that decision has been made.
Jamal Johnson's up.
Let's not forget Jamal Johnson's coming off an injury himself, and he's played a little bit in the last game against Ottawa, but he's been out for a couple of weeks right now. So a certain amount of risk, I suppose, involved. But with Jamal Johnson, you're getting tons of speed on that left-hand side.
Give and go right there, but Maurer is able to snatch it up for the Cosmos. A windy night here on Long Island. That ball absolutely flew. Guenzani enters the box, tipped up and over the net by Mera. He came out strong, didn't break the line, and he gets the deflection.
Wow, that could have been a killer goal. You talked about Ryan Mera. Nothing he could do on the first one. This is a big-time save.
Yeah, and Guenzani is difficult to deal with. And again, on that left-hand side, this is not the first time. Look at that little bit of the move. Miazga's got to do better. He lets him come inside. As I mentioned, on the left-hand side, Oyonga continues to struggle. There's got to be a little bit of an adjustment there.
Hey, stay tight!
First corner kick in the in-swinger from Freeman. Cosmos already with the 1-goal lead. 19th minute, looking to add to it. Iose headed up, hit two heads. The second one off for the Red Bulls, Alexander. And it's another corner.
I'll tell you what, this New York Red Bulls team looks a little bit dysfunctional now on the defensive side of the ball.
All over the place. Alessandro Marcelli, great look. I think he's regretting this a little bit. Didn't hit it cleanly, that's for sure, but had a pretty decent look. And normally, from that distance, he'd put that away.
Bending kick, headed up and over.
Rebels, you talked about it, Janusz, when the game started. These guys on both teams are attacking the ball.
Stronger, faster, more physical, the Cosmos. They're sending the message early. You know, in a derby like this, something's got to give early. And you establish a culture in the game.
Plays it across. Guenzati has some room to work with. Edge of the box. Looking across. Deflected by Wright Phillips. And the star for the Red Bulls will play it along. Steele trying to control. Guenzati lets it roll out. And a throw it here for the Cosmos.
This is the time, Shep, to take advantage of this because, as you know, I mean, the Red Bulls will have 5, 10, 15 minutes where they'll put it together. That's just how the game goes, right? The momentum changes all of a sudden. You look at Cosmos attacking now, looking like they'll win this easily, but
Stokelin across. Too much with Chirishian closing in.
I'll tell you what, and I'm asking you, Janusz, was he going for goal? I think he was trying to pick up the far post upper 90.
I almost hope for it because he put so much space on it. I hope that wasn't a cross.
Wow. We talked about beating that left side of the back four of Red Bulls. He's been smoking them.
And he was crossing that. That one got away from him.
What a difference maker already. Mads Stokelin. You mentioned the back line for the Red Bulls. What's the challenge against a guy like that?
Oh, look, you have to play as a unit, and really defense starts from Bradley Wright Phillips, tracking back the midfielders, but look at Hunter Freeman. He's getting fouled. I think a yellow card. It's the second hard foul by Savannah. I don't know what you're arguing about. That's a clear yellow for me, reckless.
More importantly, that's a sign of frustration early, and you got to control your nerves in a big game like this. You can understand being down, but it's early. No reason to panic for any team, and certainly a team as experienced as Red Bulls. And you mentioned Sagaya. That's not the first time really, and he has absolutely no argument.
Yeah, he had that.
The follow through. I mean, he did get the ball, and you know some people think, well, he's got the ball, that's enough. Well, it is, and when you follow through like this and you trip a player, I don't think he was ever going to catch up with that ball. The referee had to make that decision.
So the yellow on the native of Uganda, one of the veterans, 33 years old. 22nd minute, all the momentum right now for the Cosmos. They lead 1-0. And they threaten again. And that one kicked over. Goal kick on the way. Ayose with too much. We invite you to check One World Sports out on all of our social media platforms. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at One World Sports to receive exclusive content and get the latest information from One World Sports, America's network for global sports. Shot total, 8 for the Cosmos and none so far for the Red Bulls. Sakaya just picked up the yellow, lays it into the middle. Lloyd Sam sends it wide. Long pass, Oxford back to defend. Now out of the net before Luyindula can get in there.
That's good communication, Janusz. You were telling me about Jimmy Oxford before the game, and that's Jim now giving a good shout. His defender knows he's coming to collect the ball.
Yeah, you know, as a defender, you always feel comfortable when the goalkeeper behind you is alive, right? You don't want to make that extra 10-yard sprint, you know, and be uncertain of what may happen. So I'm assuming it was a good shot. It's so loud in here because the supporters are doing a great job that I'm not sure. But at the end, Braddock was good.
Another player down for the Cosmos. Earlier it was Chirishian. This time it's Stoselli.
Well, let's see what happens on the first one as Ioza tries to get around there. I think so. I mean, this is clever from an experienced player, and this is just a late message, really. Not much in it, but just enough, of course, to unsettle the player. And that's what happens at derbies. That's what happens when emotions are involved.
Yeah, this is great.
I was going to say I liked it, but
I think this is nasty in the best sense of the word. This is what you want.
The Gotham Derby Revival. Chance for the Cosmos. Oh, what a chance for the Cosmos. '25th minute, still 1-0. Stockelin turns, no one home. Back it comes from Armando. Jimmy Maurer will come to it. So the second great opportunity for the Cosmos, and it hits the crossbar. Next match in MLS play, if they do not win here, would be June 27th against Toronto. Good pause for the World Cup. Cosmos wrapping up their spring season last weekend. Will return to NASL play in July.
Stockelin, I think, again, from that distance, you have to imagine he's got to put that away. No, it's Mendes, wasn't it? No, it's Mendes, again, one of the most dangerous players on the pitch, but Hartford was there as well. Incisive, confident approach and display for New York Cosmos, but that needs to be in the back of the net.
Yeah, Janusz, you and I are thinking the same thing. Rarely do you see a team dominating, and they are dominating Red Bulls. You got to stick that second ball in.
Can't remember last time the Cosmos dominated this much, but I will tell you this, as I said earlier, you've got to put the opponent away, especially an opponent of this caliber.
Something they haven't done enough in your mind this year, the Cosmos.
Well, they just keep you guessing, they keep you nervous a little bit. I think they've done a great job. Let's face it, in the fall of last year, they won the NASL, they won the final against Atlanta. You can't ask for more, but I think there's a couple of reasons why they haven't won the spring, and that's one of them. The game against Indy 11, fresh in my mind, where they dominated, and it was a draw at home that ultimately allowed Minnesota to win the spring season.
Another corner kick. Hunter Freeman will take it for the Cosmos. Another in-swinger. 28th minute. Trying to add to a 1-0 advantage. Back to the middle. White Phillips got a set on it. And Merrill is also there. Sam trying to clear the area. Good Lord, Sam. Sherishian on his back, and he nudges it out. Fourth round U.S. Open Cup. This is the first ever meeting between the Cosmos in year 2 of their reboot and the New York Red Bulls from the MLS. In over 80 years since 2 pro teams in New York have met officially. Off the head of Mendes, controlled at the midfield line. Eric Alexander. Down some tight space, contact, and a foul. Boyd Sam went down, and you can see Sakaya trying to play it quickly. Sakaya already has a yellow card. Offside.
Well, you can say what you want, guys, but there's been a lot of talk about NASL, MLS, level of play. I don't want to say I'm shocked, but Red Bulls are being played off the field the first 30 minutes. And they've put the best team they have available, Red Bull, in the lineup. There were some questions whether or not Bradley Wright Phillips, Luyendula, Lloyd Sam, Johnny Steele would play. They're all in. Back to your point, Giannis, they're going to have their stretch in this game, Red Bull. So if you're Cosmos, you got to try and put them away.
Steele looking to get to it. Jostling for the ball. Guenzani calling for the foul. He took Oyango out of it.
Not sure how significant that is, but I think we got to mention the win in the back of New York Cosmos at the moment. We were on the field just before, and I thought it was just enough. You know, players really, you can play through rain and even snow sometimes, but wins perhaps the worst of them all.
Oyango throws it in, headed back far side. Sam in pursuit, but he's beaten there by Iosa. Beautiful day, but you never know this time of year on Long Island. First minute, and the Cosmos on top 1-0. Let's hear from Luke Sassano down on the field, the assistant technical director of the Cosmos. And Luke, what can you say about the energy this team has brought here at home against the Red Bulls to start?
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is a game that as a professional soccer player you look forward to all week. You know, you got a great atmosphere, great team you're going to be playing against in the Red Bulls. So the guys are up for it from the start. You know, it's been a story of our season. We've gotten an early goal, which is good. Now we got to put the foot on the pedal and keep it going and definitely get the second.
Luke, any area of concern? It's been mostly one-way traffic. Now Red Bulls finally get a set piece on the corner kick.
Yeah, a little bit of concern on the counterattack with Wright Phillips and Luyendula and Alexander. They're very adept to break out, so we got to be careful getting forward. We're doing a good job of keeping possession in their final third, so we just got to keep it up.
All right, Luke, thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
And while we were talking to Luke, what a save on that shot by Jimmy Maurer to keep it 1-0.
Yeah, Johnny Steele, well done. The first, you know, I mean, I think it was straight at him. He almost has to make that save, yes, but just a little bit of a warning, I suppose, as you see Steele coming into it. That's an uncomfortable strike because you've got to wait for that ball to come across your body. You almost have to time it perfectly, which he almost did.
Luyendula plays it wide, take it down as he does by Zatella.
Zatella, by the way, has got to be careful that this is the second or third time he's done that. Next time, I got a feeling he's going to the ball.
Edge of the box, cross, right Phillips, sends it wide.
This is that stretch that we've been talking about it, Chef. You and I, we know that, right? The momentum always changes. It's never one way or hardly ever. And when you have the quality of New York Red Bulls, you know they're going to find their feet at some stage. You just get that feeling in the last 2 or 3 minutes that maybe, just maybe, that intensity that Cosmos have had is going away a little bit.
Yeah, talk about intensity. Look at Jimmy Maurer. He is absolutely irate. I'm not quite sure who he's shouting at, but it is hard to keep that intensity for 90 minutes. There's always an ebb and flow to the game. Right now, it's shifted a little bit back to Red Bulls.
34th minute, here's the long ball, deflected. Sam's got an edge of the box. Lloyd Sam against Oxford, puts on the moves, pulls it back. Derek Alexander, native of Michigan. back into the middle. Roselli in pursuit. Stuckelin gets there first. And gives it up. Here comes Sam. Freeman back for the middle. Goalie is there.
That's for composure, right? No panic whatsoever.
Oyango stepped over top. Airborne for Armando. And a throw in here for the Cosmos. 35th minute, 1-0 lead on the goal from Stuckelin. Cosmos offer many types of ticket plans designed to fit into any soccer fan's busy schedule and budget. Save money off individual tickets and receive added benefits like deep merchandise discounts, special event access, and more. Call 855-71-COSMOS or log on to nycosmos.com for details. Bring it back out to the spot.
This is where the Red Bulls have to pay attention. Cosmos created a lot of good chances off set pieces. Maybe the conversion rate isn't exactly perfect, but they're always dangerous.
Josie kick back.
Now, you called it, Giannis. That was a terrific ball played in by Iosi. And Ryan Merrick came out. I'm quite sure. I thought the ball was going in, but very close play.
I'm not sure how Nana misses that. He was right there. Totally free. If he just touches that ball, you know, the slightest of touches is in the back of the net. I think he puts up target. So I'm not sure if he didn't think he was going to get there or took his ears off that ball. But Nana made a tremendous run to get there and then almost froze.
I thought it was a goal. When I saw that ball played in on the last, Ryan Merrick got a touch and deflected it. No way, Nane. How did you not put that in?
Well, you know, as a goalkeeper, that's a difficult one for a goalkeeper, isn't it? Because it handcuffs you, that in-swinging ball. And let's have a look at Iosa. Watch Nane right there. My goodness, is he second late? I just think he was hesitant. Look at this. Oh.
That's a ball just a split second late.
So we play on, 37th minute. Still 1-0 Cosmos. Shots now into 3. At one point, it was 8-0 in favor of the Cosmos. What does it say about what the Red Bulls have done the last few minutes?
Well, again, Jimmy Mara had to come up with that big save against Johnny Steele, but it's still been a really dominating first half by the New York Cosmos.
Taking it. Midfield by Sakaya. Play wide. Sam with the cross. Steele trying to sneak in. That's Freeman. Comes out to Guenzani. Sebastian Guenzani, one of the younger players on the Cosmos.
Well, this is where Cosmos are pretty good in recycling the ball, aren't they? I mean, they don't force a lot of the balls, and sometimes it's frustrating to watch because you maybe see an opportunity to go forward, but in this case, there were no options whatsoever. Yes, you can try something special, but maybe you lose possession. Rather than that, they just play it back, recycle, and continue to possess the ball.
Stuckelin was offside. Stay tuned after the game to see who is named the Emirates Cosmos Man of the Match. 39th minute right now. The goal for Stuckelin. Guenzani back for it. Steele closing in. He's got it for the Red Bulls. Gains the ball. Here's the cross.
Oh, you can ill afford to give the ball away like Guenzani did, but Cosmos survived that. This game has been tough from the start, really. We never doubted, Anish, the physicality, the hunger for this rivalry. And it's a rivalry. You can say whatever you want to say about different leagues or not. This is a big-time rivalry, and it's really the first of probably many more games to come.
Yeah, again, here's the story for me in terms of Red Bull. I mean, I'm looking at two players that should be able to influence this game, and I don't see them on the ball. So I think if you're Red Bulls, if you might bet at halftime, you say, well, you've got to find Peggy Luindor. I mean, he's the sort of player that gets better once he sees the ball more, right? He likes the touches on the ball. He likes to make that little circle. He wants to distribute. He wants to find someone, and that someone is Ryan Phillips, who, for me, hasn't seen the ball. I'm not sure how many touches he's got, but I can't remember any.
Yeah, and the other player for me that's been pretty invisible going forward is Eric Alexander, because they have two central midfielders. Sagai's job is really to sit back deep, sweep in front of the back four. That gives Eric Alexander the freedom to go forward, and I don't remember him doing that.
Corner kick for the Cosmos. Hunter Freeman will take it once again. Plays it up top, headed to the side. A whistle stops play with contact in the box. Now that the European soccer season is complete, relive some of the most exciting moments during summer extra time. The best of Chelsea. Tune in tomorrow, June 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern for Chelsea and Manchester United, only on One World Sports, America's network for global sports. First ever meeting, Red Bulls and Cosmos. This is the fourth round of the U.S. Open Cup. 8th minute. Matt Stokelin with the goal for the Cosmos. A brilliant shot to the upper corner. Ryan Mayer again the start for the Red Bulls. Nothing he could do about it. That's why the defending champs in the NASL with a raucous crowd have the one-goal lead.
Yeah, I love the crowd. And really, I'm connected to both teams. I've broadcast Red Bulls for the last 14 years. The Cosmos, obviously, I wore the jersey. That's the team that if you cut my vein, I'm going to bleed Cosmos. But I'm connected to these teams. This is awesome, and it's a rivalry. You can't manufacture stuff. Yeah, it's NASL, MLS, different league, but you can't manufacture rivalries. They've got to be real, and in this market, there's a history with the New York Cosmos and with Red Bull.
Stokelin sends it along, hit it up by the side. What a chance there, and Stokelin can make it pay fast.
Well, Alessandro Naselli appreciates that, but a little bit too much in front of him. He had to reach for that. Good ball, you can see it here, off balance, and then you have to head that ball across to the far post, because that's really where he was going with that one. So, good look, decent look, but not perfect. He's done well just to reach that.
Yeah, absolutely. That, as you know, that's just, he can't get to that ball and head it to the, across the grain to the back post. That's what you want to do.
That would have been spectacular if he did, really. But you're right, you can't manufacture this. This is just a sneak preview of what can be, I suppose.
That's real.
And we want more of that. Everybody wants more of that.
You see it in the stands. We see it. Red Bull, tremendous fans have traveled here for the game. And the Cosmos supporters go nuts. And you know the players on the field feel it.
Onside touch, Gonzalez with the goal. Skips it wide. Mara came up to the top of the box. What an opportunity for the Cosmos.
Yeah, Marin's gone fishing there. I think he's lucky. On one hand, he puts enough pressure there on Guenzati. There's a couple defenders around him as well, so that's not an easy finish. He's got a toe poke down. And again, you see that ball going across. That's a difficult one. Stokelin with a wonderful ball. And you see there, well, not so sure that he was fishing, but he certainly wasn't. I think if he's a little bit more forward, Shep, would you agree?
Yeah, listen, I'm focusing on Guenzati. He's got to put it on frame. I mean, you're 1v1 with a goalkeeper. I know it's a difficult run. You split two defenders, but you got to make the goalkeeper make a save. Ryan Mara did come out, edge of the 6-yard box. You got to make him make a save.
Yeah, look, I think looking to pick a corner there, as you said, yes, maybe at the highest level you have that expectations of doing something more with it. Difficult because of Mera coming out and a couple of Red Bulls right around him.
45th minute. Still 1-0 Cosmos. But they are charging.
I love the intensity, though, of this game, guys. Really, from the opening whistle, one of the early fouls, I think it was Sagaya with contact first minute. These guys are playing hard.
Yeah, I think the New York Cosmos, though, set the tone early. And, you know, you always wonder which team is going to do that, I suppose. And not just physically. I don't think we mean just that. With quality of play, I think with confidence, with the chances that they created. That, to me, is setting the tone. Yes, the physical part is important, I suppose, but it's not the first thing that I look for.
No, you're absolutely correct. It's sharp, crisp, passing, attacking spaces. And this crowd has been into it from the opening whistle.
We've entered extra time.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute of stopping time.
1 minute of extra time. Closing moments of this first half. Cosmos hungry from the start. 8th minute, they strike with the goal. Now looking for more. Sneak into the box. Player down. No call. Sharishian reached back for his leg, and he is in some pain in the box. He went down earlier. First half complete. And for the New York Cosmos, on the home turf, hosting the New York Red Bulls, Stokelin in the 8th minute, a 1-0 lead. What impressed you guys the most about the way Cosmos came out of the gate?
I think what impressed me the most was that Red Bulls put the best available starting 11 on the field, and the Cosmos dominated this first 45 minutes. We talk or think about, is there a difference in level of play? We didn't see any difference. We saw the Cosmos dominating that half.
And the New York Cosmos.
Gio Severese, his squad with the 1-0 lead. Let's start, Gio, with the goal for Matt Stokelin. That was quite a shot. How did that get you guys off and running in this contest?
I would say that from the beginning we had to be able to be aggressive, to attack the space, to be able to pressure, to get the ball in behind the defenders. Matt did a great movement behind the defenders, and then was able to strike it perfectly to the second post. Great goal by Matt.
Yeah, Gio, Janusz here. Tell us honestly, how happy are you? I mean, this was exceptional 45 minutes from your team.
Yeah, I like some of the things that we did the first half. We still have to make sure that we cover a little bit better in some situations. We have to pass the men on, a little bit quicker. But if we stay in tune, if we keep on, closing the spaces, and we keep on attacking aggressively, I think we might be able to find something more.
Gio, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Cosmos have the 1-0 lead. The crowd rocking from the start. Coming up at halftime, highlights from day 3 of the England versus Sri Lanka first test match, and a profile of USA forward Josie Altidore. You don't want to miss it. Here on Long Island, first ever meeting between the Red Bulls and the Cosmos. Cosmos impressive. They lead 1-0 at the break.
You are about to become very popular. Because when you buy the new Samsung Galaxy S5 on Verizon, you get a second Samsung Galaxy S5 for free. So who are you going to give it to? Maybe your brother could use it to finally meet a girl. Your mom. But isn't your love reward enough?
It's not.
Maybe your roommate. I mean, you pretty much share everything else.
Okay.
Your girlfriend. Just don't tell her it was free. Whoever you choose, you'll both get the best devices on the best network. For best results, use Verizon.
There is a place in Queens where talent and technology make people well. A place of remarkable medicine and remarkable people, where service means treating you like family. From heart care to cancer care, from pediatrics and orthopedics to complicated surgery. Some of the world's finest medical talent is right in your own backyard. New York Hospital, Queens. Expertise you trust, service you deserve.
Hello, my friend. I am Pelé. You are watching One World Sports.
It is too soon to attempt to assign limits, either to its scale or to its duration. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets. Men will still say, this was their finest hour.
Welcome back to Long Island and the U.S. Open Cup. One World Sports coverage of the England national cricket team's test match, Day 3 versus Sri Lanka, concluded earlier today at the Lord's Oval in London, England. Sri Lanka trails England by 160 runs going into tomorrow. Now for Day 3 analysis, let's join former English cricket star Sir Ian Botham, Russell Arnold, and host David Gowan.
Liam Plunkett coming back into the side. You talk about Chris Jordan playing his first test. Well, a man playing his first test match for some years, he's also entitled to have one or two concerns and needs to keep going.
And he showed to us all how nervous he was yesterday, because after 6 overs he was getting a bit of cramp, and that's nervous tension. It's not because of the physical effort, it's that combination. And today he's bowled, what, 25, 26 overs, something like that, 24 overs, whatever. He's done really, really well, and he's bowled a lot more overs. He's kept his pace going, he's been used well as well. Short, sharp bursts.
Yeah, the wicket he picked up needed a sharp catch, didn't it? Unusual in the sense you got a leg slipping, which is a rarity in this modern game of ours.
Yeah, but you need to keep changing things around, play around with your field if there's not a lot happening. And I thought England picked up 2 wickets because of that. This was one of those blinder from Bell. He'll be pleased with that one, and even Kumar Sangakkara's wicket, because areas where he could have easily hit the ball were blocked. So he was trying to do something different.
Joe, I don't think Ian Bell knew a great deal about that. It's one of those, you pick it up and it's a pure instinct. You just hope, you go with your hands. And it stayed, and it almost pushed its way out, but he hung on to it well, and I think his expression said it all.
Going back to those tactics, Plunkett and Mahalajar Warden early in the day had done what seems to work on this pitch. I mean, it's to, even to Mahela, to try and unsettle him with the short stuff.
I don't know what Russ thinks, but looking at watching that, I think a lot of the guys weren't quite sure of the pace and the bounce. There's an inconsistency, and when that consistency creeps in, it becomes harder to play it and leave it, and when it's at your body.
And Day 4 between England and Sri Lanka continues tomorrow morning live at 5:30 a.m. Eastern here on One World Sports. Coming up, we'll take a closer look at U.S. star Josie Altidore. It's halftime here on Long Island.
There is a place in Queens where talent and technology make people well. A place of remarkable medicine and remarkable people, where service means treating you like family. From heart care to cancer care, from pediatrics and orthopedics to complicated surgery. Some of the world's finest medical talent is right in your own backyard. New York Hospital, Queens. expertise you trust, service you deserve.
Hello, my friend. I am Pelé. You are watching One World Sports.
Are you ready to take it all off this summer?
I took it all off, and I'm glad I did. 35 pounds gone.
If you said that I could get in a bathing suit again, I'd say you're crazy. But I did it.
There's still time to look hot and feel great this summer. Lose your first 5 pounds fast with the all-new Fast 5 from Nutrisystem.
I took it off. I've lost 40.5 pounds on Nutrisystem, and I feel fabulous.
You'll lose 5 pounds your first week or your money back, guaranteed.
I'm having a blast this summer. I'm Erin, and I lost 30 pounds.
Order your 28-day My Weight plan right now, and we'll rush you the all-new Fast 5 free. You'll get 1 week of fantastic energizing shakes, 1 week of delicious Craving Crusher shakes, plus 1 week of meals absolutely free.
I got my sexy back. I'm Jessica, and I lost 30 pounds with Nutrisystem.
Millions of people have lost weight with Nutrisystem, and now you can too. Look great for summer.
And take it all off.
Don't wait.
Call 877-711-SIZE and lose your first 5 pounds free.
Halftime on Long Island. Cosmos on top of the Red Bulls, 1-0. USsoccer.com has released a video series, One Nation, One Team, 23 stories to get to know the players getting ready to take the field Monday against Ghana in Brazil. And here is a look at one of the stars, Josie Altidore.
I'm Josie Altidore, and this is my story. I was always, a big believer in Haiti. I believe in Haiti. I think it's a beautiful island that people probably aren't aware of because of the news. They don't really show all those kind of things. But I have a lot of family there, and I'm still so connected there. So for me, those tragedies started hitting Haiti. It hit home. I was on the couch with my dad. We were watching about what had happened. We were in England. And, he was so devastated. And just looking at him and talking to my mom, they were unsure of our family members and our friends that are back in Haiti. We weren't able to connect with them for weeks. But it was at that moment when we were watching on the news, where I said, we have to do something. I was able to start this foundation and immediately set up relief and help send, whether it was goods, money down there and help, the few people out that I could at that point in time. But it's grown now, and I'm able to, for example, build wells and all those type of things, and I'm really proud of it. My parents are, as everybody knows, huge role models to me, and they play a very important part of my life just because, they always talk about their upbringing, their beginnings, and, I find it amazing that they came from so little and were able to come to this country and make so much of themselves and give me an opportunity to do what I am doing today. So I take a lot of pride in that, and I respect them tons. America, plain and simple, helped my parents. Somebody had to help them to let them have what they have now. So, I never forget that. I never forget that, somewhere along the line, they needed a hand and somebody gave it to them. So I just always want to try to send that message, and whenever I have a chance to help somebody that needs it, to help them out. Because even myself in my career, you need help along the way. So I'll never forget those that helped me to get here, and I want to do the same for others.
How can you not be in love with and be proud of Josie Altidore as a human being? But for the U.S. team, he's a stud of a striker. He's big, he's strong, he's physical. He had that goal-scoring drought. He got the 2 against Nigeria. he's going to be the go-to guy.
You're absolutely right. For a player that hasn't scored for club or country since December of last year, the idea was always to get him into camp. Obviously, for Jurgen Klinsmann and his teammates to put, the arms around him. I was just worried that we're going to run out of arms to put around him, really. But it's so refreshing for him to score against Nigeria twice, and you hope that he's going to ride that confidence and that streak into the first Ghana game. So
you have to get him the ball, right? He's got to get service, and hopefully, as that target striker, he can produce. Ed, back to you.
All right, guys, you can see the full series, One Nation, One Team, 23 stories at ussoccer.com. Exciting first half, Cosmos with the 1-0 lead. We'll look back to those opening minutes right after this on One World Sports.
It's too soon to attempt to assign limits, either to its scale or to its duration. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. Men will still say, this was their finest hour.
Hello, my friend. I am Pelé. You are watching One World Sports.
Of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, and the Cosmos on top of the Red Bulls, 1-0. Ed Cohen, Shep Messing, Janusz Michalek with you as we look back at the first half, and it really got going in the 8th minute for the Cosmos.
Well, it starts with Carlos Mendez, plays a tremendous ball over the top to the right. Stokelin, you can't hit a ball any better than that. Absolutely rips it far post, over 90. There's the ball that they continue to attack with. That could have been a second goal.
Yeah, Hagop Cheryshian right there. This is perhaps one of the best chances right there. It's Carlos Mendez on the end of this one, and you've got to feel he's got to put that away. You look at the stats, of course, and you look at the shots significantly going Cosmos' way. Shots on goal, yeah, the ratio could have been better. Corner kicks, it was all about New York Cosmos in the first 45 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it seemed like there would have been more fouls. It was that kind of physical battle, but let's see what happens the next 45.
Who will it be that rises to the occasion in the second half? Cosmos, a team that has gotten used to holding 1-goal leads. Went back a week ago, held off Ottawa Fury FC. Given a different opponent, an expansion team in the NASL, but they scored the 6th minute of that game. That was Nocelli from Stokelin, and they ended up holding that 1-0 lead for the duration. You both hinted at the impact the wind had on the Red Bulls going against it in the first half. We'll see what happens here in the second with the wind at their back.
I don't see any changes in the lineup on either side, Red Bulls or the Cosmos. And I don't know who, guys, came up with the expression 2-0 is the worst kind of lead. I'd much rather be up by 2. There is one substitution that we see down on the field.
Andre Akpan in for Johnny Steele for the Red Bulls. This is nudged into the middle for Sakaya.
And really, Janusz, they've shifted their formation. Red Bulls have tactically. They're now playing a diamond midfield. They've pushed Eric Alexander out wide to the left, Lloyd Sam out wide to the right, Sagaya, a sole central midfielder, sweeping in front of the back 4. Luyendula, the attacking midfielder, and Akpan up top with Bradley Wright Phillips.
Yeah, and when I see a diamond, that tells me you want to tuck the white players in a little bit because you recognize the fact that perhaps you've been outplayed centrally, and that has been the case. I'm not saying in the wide areas they didn't have any problems, but you know, once you tucked inside, you can always shift over a little bit, but that gives you just a few more numbers in the center of the pitch.
But it's interesting because Red Bulls have never done it this year. They've always played with 2 central midfielders. Obviously, Mike Petke did not like what he saw in the first half.
Lloyd Sam. Back down, now comes Nane for the Cosmos. Nocelli. Taken back by the Red Bulls. Oyango pushing up. Good through pass. Here comes Mauer. Offside called on Akpan, who came in to start this half.
Yeah, but this is what happens when you give a player like Peggy Luyendula time on the ball, right? I mean, it didn't work this time, but when he has time, he has the creativity, he's got the vision. You could see how easily he split the back 4 New York Cosmos. This time a little bit too much, but they've done a great job on him in the first half. They need to continue that.
Yeah, and that's why it's a little bit of a chess match now. How does Giovanni Savarese react? Because it's a different looking midfield. Only Sagaya sitting deep. Eric Alexander, Luyendula, and Lloyd Sam. So they've got to adjust Cosmos defensively.
But the biggest difference is Akpan being the second striker, right? Because, you know, you only have Bradley Wright Phillips all alone. He didn't see the ball. Now you're giving him another target, a little bit more support. So if I'm Cosmos, I'm playing 4 in the back, and you have one striker to worry about, one that never gets the ball. It's an easy job, right? Right now you've got to worry about 2, a strong player in an Akpan as well, and that may just free up Wright Phillips.
And there's always a balance. So on the other side of the ball, that'll give you more opportunities if you're the Cosmos going forward.
Just our graphic of these 2 coaches, Mike Petke for the Red Bulls, Giovanni Savarese, also former Metro star, led the Cosmos to the NASL Championship in their return last year. Nicely played out of the box by Oyango. Beaten back to it, shipped along by Zatella. Armando guided out. Goal kick on the way for the Red Bulls. Ryan Mara, prep in the Bronx, played for Peter McNamara. And the hip injury in 2012 halted what was a strong rookie year. Bothersome hip, add that, the play of Luis Robles has been limited action for Mara, but he is in net tonight for the Red Bulls.
And again, that's not unusual all around the world in terms of one goalkeeper playing in league play, the other playing in an FA Cup, or in the case of Casillas for Real Madrid, he really didn't play in the league, but played right through Champions League, and I'm not sure he's going to be in net for Spain for their next game, but that's why Ryan Merritt is in.
He's done a great job 2 years ago when he was thrown in. Of course, played the whole season, played well. You're absolutely right. They've had, what, 13 matches in 14 weeks or something like that. You've got to give swing players a break at some stage, and I want to say how probably about it. He's had nothing to do with that goal, really.
Cosmos in control. Stuck it in, almost got through to him. Cosmos with a 1-0 lead, and crazy to think they had so many other chances to add to that lead.
Now, I always say, what do you do with your goal-scoring opportunities? They buried the first one, but they missed a couple of golden opportunities in that first half. Diving header at the far post. When Zadi had a 1v1 situation against Ryanera, Carlos Mendez hit the crossbar, so you got to find a way to put those away.
'52nd minute. 1-0 Cosmos. Jerishian getting it back from Stokelin. He's got it. Trying to play it over. Sakaya. Nane. Cosmos is going to cover.
Wow, he had a teammate overlapping on the right side.
Great movement, Hunter Freeman right there. You've got to give it. Yes, I mean, he's a little bit of a decoy because you can understand that everybody's seeing that. Everybody's thinking that that overlap and run from the fullback is going to be rewarded. And you're putting the defender in a difficult situation, right? When you look at this, Nane, by the way, that's an exceptional ball. So look at this. Oyongo now, he's got to deal with two players, right?
Yeah, but I agree with you, but Hunter Freeman, he didn't drag a defender with him, so the player on the ball has got to decide if that freed up space because you dragged their defender out wide, then you can take it yourself. But in that case, Hunter Freeman wide open.
Guenzani playing to the middle. Zatella trying to repeat Stokelin. This play, Jerishian trying to use his speed. This will be a throw in for the Cosmos. Cosmos entered the U.S. Open Cup in the third round. 2-0 win over the Brooklyn Italians, May 28th, and played at St. John's. Red Bulls gaining entry into this fourth round, setting up this first ever meeting between these two New York squads.
It's early. I haven't seen a response from New York Red Bulls just yet. The night's still young, I suppose, but I tell you this much. I'm not much into comparing MLS to an ASL. I don't think it does any good, really. Competitions are much different all around the world. You see upsets. The smaller teams, if you will win it. I'm not necessarily sure that Cosmos is a smaller team, but I tell you this much. It's a much more mature team. A team that's been much better over the course of now what? 43, 48, 50,
It really is, and I think you're right, Janusz. We see cup competitions all over the world that are dramatic because of where the different clubs come from. Cosmos are a big club. Doesn't matter what league they play in, but I am a little bit surprised how they have dominated this game.
Yeah, I didn't see that happen. I have to say it. I didn't see this sort of domination, this sort of maturity. The blueprints are different, but I think the team in green is following theirs much better.
Freeman chips it up. With the header. Guided back out by Wright Phillips. But taken right back by Zatella. Oyongo airborne. And there's the call. Tonight's match clock is brought to you by Seiko, the official timekeeper of the NASL. We enter the 56th minute. 1-0 Cosmos over the Red Bulls. Fourth round of the U.S. Open Cup. This will be our first between two pro teams in the city in over 80 years, since 1932.
I get a feeling right now, guys, there's a little bit of sparring, right? The New York Red Bulls almost took a knockout punch during that first 45 minutes. But to your point, Janusz, they still haven't responded. Corner kick Cosmos, far side of the field. This is going to be an in-swinger.
As we alluded to at the top, Red Bulls will have Tim Cahill playing the World Cup for Australia. Roy Miller, what a win for Costa Rica today over Uruguay, 3-1. Thierry Henry broadcasting for the BBC, and they're also down Dax McCarty out for a couple of weeks with knee surgery.
I just spoke to Dax McCarty during our little halftime break, and Dax was really disappointed. This was a game he wanted to play in, has the knee injury, but he said just not good enough from my team, my guys in the first half.
Interestingly enough, Matt Miazga grew up watching Denny Chatela, both from Clifton, New Jersey, both Polish background, of course, and Denny Chatela grew up watching the Metro Stars, so there's that connection. Both excellent players. We all know where Denny Chatela has been. Has had some issues, of course, with injuries. And you look at young Matt Miazga, the future is still ahead of him. A pretty good-looking center back.
Only 3 have ever started for the Metro Stars or Red Bulls, and were homegrown. Miazga's one of them. Outside the box, on the ground, into traffic, and Mara sees through it to cover. 58th minute, 1-0 Cosmos.
Well, let's have a look at this. Not bad technique from that distance, the way he was able to keep that down, of course. So again, that confidence right there. Well organized New York Cosmos so far in all formations. You look at the shot stat. Yes, it's impressive, but the one that counts is 1-0 right now. And that for me is enough to keep New York Red Bulls in the game. They're capable of striking at any moment, so that's the only reason I would worry for New York Cosmos, given the fact what I've said before, that they've done this. They've given games away where they've dominated. I hope I'm not repeating myself too often, but it needs to be repeated.
Absolutely, and it's always this in a moment of magic. Whoa, right now, how to go the head of the way. It's sometimes, as you know, Janusz, in these big games, it's that one mistake, a one giveaway, a one moment of magic. You can't allow a team to stick around just up a goal.
To the 60th minute, Red Bulls trying to get something going. That one's off Oyonga. Wenzani jostles for position. Nane. Lloyd Sam in pursuit. No touch. Jersey centers. Here's a shot. Deflected. And it comes out to Miazga. '60th minute, Cosmos on top 1-0. We're joined now by the Red Bulls assistant, Robin Fraser.
Robin, this is Shep. What's the adjustment you made at halftime? Obviously brought Andre Akpan in. Looks like one Sagaya playing centrally. What are you looking to accomplish here in the second half tactically?
Well, really, this isn't much of a soccer game, right? This is much more of a battle between the wind and the surface and the size of the field. It's really about field positioning. And we just needed to get another body up front and be able to put them under pressure more in their end of the field.
Robin, Janusz here, but how do you accomplish possession? I mean, you've been out-possessed here, clearly in this game. How do you get the key players around the ball, like Bradley Wright Phillips and the key players in the game? They haven't seen enough of the ball for me.
As I said, it's not really about soccer. It's interesting you say that we're being out-possessed. We're being out-possessed because we're being outworked. And they're getting balls into our end of the field, winning second balls, and then they buy some space. So conversely, that's what we've got to do. We've got to put them under pressure, get the ball in their end of the field, and we'll win more second balls, and then we'll be able to have some possession in their end of the field.
Thank you so much, Robin. Robin Fraser, assistant coach for the Red Bulls. Let's see if they can get back to work. And outmanned right now by the Cosmos, who enjoy a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Stokelin. That was in the 8th minute. In tight space, Nane. Touchback out, Akpan. That was the halftime change for the Red Bulls, number 9 in blue. Contact from behind, a hook there as Alexander was closing in. He was denied by Zatella.
Well, here's Hagop right there, and look at Nocelli. He gets ahead of himself a little bit. I mean, he almost could have received that ball, have a look where Mera was and put that away. I can understand why he took that first time, but almost got excited, right? Didn't wait for that ball to come.
And you talked about this earlier. Danny Zatella, persistent infringement, accumulation of tactical fouls. You knew he's going to pick up the yellow.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just waiting, and there's absolutely no need for that. You know, it's chippy. I mean, stay in front of the players. You don't always have to win the ball, and sometimes, yeah, you're going to be beaten for pace, but I just, to be honest with you, I think Danny has been doing a little bit too much of that, losing his composure.
Your attention, please. A yellow card has been assessed to number 14 of the Cosmos, Danny Zatella.
The game, or from his perspective,
Yellow card
lack of
number
a game.
14, Danny Zatella
Robin
of
Fraser,
the Cosmos.
first-class individual. He's been around at Salt Lake, out at Chivas, now with Red Bulls. But I think it's more. I think there's more here in terms of Red Bulls than the field and the width and the wind. You know, you got to look at your own team.
You know, it's always funny because a teammate of mine, of course, and no question you've got to respect what he's done in the game, both on the pitch and here. But I think if he watches this game, he will understand that Cosmos did a lot more than just being physical. They've outplayed the New York Red Bulls here. They've had about 4 or 5 clear chances to be 4 or 5 ahead. Now, have they been physical? Probably. I don't think they've been any more physical than the New York Red Bulls. They're just quicker to every ball. They're winning first and second. But in the game, they're still doing a lot of good stuff. I think they're playing a lot more soccer than New York Red Bulls.
Look, and no better individual than I know than Robin Fraser. And again, you are a former teammate, but
well, to be fair, I mean, it's my vantage point is a lot easier, I suppose, than his sometimes. Yeah, you pick up a lot being at the field level sometimes, and you see those little, pushes and pulls, and I agree with him that some of it, like I mentioned, Dennis Chatella, but from where we're sitting right above, I think this is clear. The good news for New York Red Bulls is, there's still only 1 goal down.
And they got a chance here. Maurer stepping up to make the stop in the 64th minute. Now 65. WR Giants baseball coverage continues Tuesday, June 17th, live at 5 a.m. Eastern when they host the Oryx Buffaloes at the Tokyo Dome. Giants baseball all season long exclusively on One World Sports, America's network for global sports. Ed Cohen, former Cosmo, Red Bulls broadcaster, Shep Messing, Janusz Mihalik, rest of the Cosmos. 65th minute, 1-0 Cosmos. Got their tally in the 8th minute. Matt Stokelin, he's got it now. Crowd rises as Stokelin waits. Nane, misplayed there by Sakaya. And now Zatella shoots it high.
Now you talk about comebacks, and you know Danny Zatella's story better than anybody. Under 20, Columbus at such a young age, going to Europe, the severe knee injury, the recovery. I mean, it's really kudos to him for coming back.
Well, and I think there was a lot of pressure on him. Went to Europe, maybe too early, maybe too much changing, between the clubs, maybe chasing the dream a little bit too much. Different aspects come into play. The injury doesn't help, but you gotta like his attitude, the way he came back, because this team has given him an opportunity. Last season, in the beginning, he was a player that was going to sit on the bench. Nane and Marco Senna were going to play. He was patient. When the opportunity came, he took full advantage of it.
Well, we've been talking about the physical nature of the game. There's no question it's been physical. Hunter Freeman down on the ground, on his hands and knees. Getting talked to, seems to be okay.
Check out the New York Cosmos online shop at nycosmoshop.com. From the Nike First Team jersey to LA throwbacks to scarves, hats, and tees. Cosmos online shop has all your favorite products. nycosmoshop.com. 67th minute. Cosmos maintain the 1-0 lead. Saving grace for the Red Bulls right now. Still a 1-goal deficit. If it goes to a draw, should they get that equalizer? 2 15-minute periods, then PKs. In this 4th round of the U.S. Open Cup. Longest competition in the United States since 1914. And the Red Bulls historically have struggled in the U.S. Open Cup. A couple years ago, the coach at the time, Hans Back, he didn't even travel for one of those games, but his assistant's coach. Does that provide any credence to the way they've come out in this one here tonight?
No, I don't think so, because, again, Mike Petke came out with the best 11 he has available. There was some notion that players like Lloyd Sam, Johnny Steele, Bradley Wright Phillips might be rested. They all started the game, so he's in it to win it. It just hasn't worked out tonight.
Well, it hasn't worked out yet, as I said. I mean, we can talk all about this, the possession, the chances that were there, great chances missed, but, you know, here's where psychology comes into play for me, because...
Sam with the center, and kick to the side of the box. Steered out by Freeman.
Now listen, Giannis, you're talking to a former goalkeeper. Nothing I hate like a 1-0 lead.
Well, the psychology is this, that we can't forget that if the Red Bulls were to find one here, we're talking about extra time and perhaps penalties. So psychologically, if the Cosmos outplaying the Red Bulls were to concede one, then the heads go down, and then you're looking at another 30 minutes, you know, so yeah, you got to be careful here. And that's why, I still believe in the quality that the Red Bull possesses that's going to emerge at some point, and it could turn on a dime.
Different league, Cosmos, though, in the spring season, the NASL possessed the ball about 58%. Don't have the official numbers here, but they've been in possession for much of it here against the Red Bulls. This one nudged out by Nocelli, controlled by the Red Bulls. Oyago.
Well, the referee, assistant referee on the near side of the field had the flag up.
Stokeland goal, they hold for now. Stokeland heads along near side. Charishian in pursuit. In a battle with Miazga. The Red Bulls will get the throw in. Last year's MLS regular season champs, 59 points. They took the Supporters Shield before losing to Houston in the MLS Conference semifinals. Cosmos defending champions in their league. Lloyd Sam into the box. Tipped along and now back to get it. Ayose. Nice move on Sam. Ayose taken back by Sam, and a foul is called.
You're going to be taking...
Well, you look at that play, look at that technique from Ioza. He brings it down. Look at that cutback right there. Here's here's the frustration in chasing back, and you know, so physical on both sides. You gotta appreciate the experience of Bayoza and the way he takes it across the body there of Sam, almost baits him into that tackle, doesn't he?
Yeah, Jose had perfect position on the ball. A cute little cutback in your own area, which again, I'd rather just clear it out, but he had position on the ball. He was always going to draw that contact from Lloyd Sam trying to recover.
Couldn't have done much better on this one. Well done from Guenzati, who's been significant in this game already with 4 or 5 shots. Remember in the first half that toe poke against Mera, almost almost scoring. That's a big save, because if he puts that away, I don't think there's a way back for New York Red Bulls.
Freeman, another corner kick into the middle before it got to Stokeland, nudged out. Here comes Lloyd Sam, and the Red Bulls on the counter. Stop right there, Iose went airborne. Tereshian, he's got a man that's Stokeland in the middle. Tereshian punched along, nicely played by the 18-year-old Miazga. Stokeland, he's got it!
These are two of the best goals I've seen. Stokeland, first goal, he absolutely ripped it. Far post, upper 90. And this one, as you said, he had a lot of options, a lot of time. That's a high degree of difficulty to take that ball out of the air and put it where it did.
And Red Bulls were in transition going the other way. Remember that stop in the midfield, acrobatic? I didn't see it, how that happened, but all I know that Nana showed composure. When that ball came out, I thought he was going to have a goal. I thought he was going to be tempted to strike. Shadal took the line, so Stokeland wide open, and then
number 14, Danny Zadella in the 73rd minute.
Is he going to receive it?
Number 18, Stokeland, his second of the game from number 14, Zadella. Cosmo's goal in the 73rd minute.
So 65 minutes after his first goal,
Red Bull substitution in the 74th minute. Coming on number 15, Bobby Convey. Coming off number 32, Ibrahim Sakaya.
New York Red Bulls have made a substitution. Number 15, Bobby Convey, former DC United, former Reading player in England, and he's been around MLS, New England Revolution. He's into the game for Sagaya. He's a left-sided player who can get forward, but we're in the 76th minute. Is it too little, too late?
Here comes Wright Phillips. Wright Phillips trying to get free. Pushed off the ball just enough. See the full head of steam there from BWP, as he's called. 29 years old from England. 11 goals in MLS play. But from our vantage point, you're a Red Bulls fan, we have not mentioned his name nearly enough. Just not enough chances for number 99 in blue.
Yeah, good point. And Giannis pointed it out before the game when he highlighted Bradley Wright Phillips. Prolific goal scorer, but Where does the service come from? He's not a player that's going to skin you on the dribble, create his own goal. He's gotten numerous assists this year from Thierry Henry. He's converted from the penalty kick spot. He's been really invisible tonight.
And you know, there's no service. You know, that's why when I spoke with Robin Fraser, you know, how do you, first you have to have possession of the ball, I suppose. Then you have to find those players. I look at the New York Red Bulls.
This is the creation of the goal that you were talking about, Janis. Interception in the midfield. Net ball played out wide to Danny Zatella. He looks up, plays a perfect ball, but what a finish. Are you kidding me? Takes it
right. Substitution in the 77th minute. Coming on, number 3, Hunter Gorski. Coming off, number 25, Hagar Trishian. Number 3, Gorski for number 25, Trishian. Cosmo's substitution in the 77th minute. Attention, Cosmos country, tonight's attendance, 9,364. Thank you for your support.
The New York Red Bulls, the rookie, right back.
The goal was unassisted in the 78th minute. Number 22, Nocelli, unassisted goal for the Cosmos in the 78th minute.
That's one of the issues Red Bulls, again, have had. Assistant referee on the near side of the field. Bradley Wright Phillips has done a woeful job of timing his runs. Time and time again, he's standing in an offside position. I don't mind it if you make an angular run, ride the shoulder of the last defender, and you get beat. You know, you mistime it and you're offside, but you can't be standing there offside.
Two things about this, you know. When the game doesn't find you, you have to go and get it. You have to find the game, right? So that's one. Not easy though. I feel for strikers like this because there's been no possession. Let's face it, the Red Bulls didn't have a look. I mean, they had half a chance with still remember that strike. And I'm being generous in saying that it was a chance. So it is unfortunate. I think I'm looking almost more towards Peggy Luindoa. I think he's got to be coming deep. He's got to be looking for the ball. He's got to be the leader, and then maybe if he was to face the game, then he can find the strikers, because Akban is there as well. I mean, you add a second striker, and you think that maybe, just maybe, that's going to be of some help. That hasn't turned. It really has been one-way traffic. There's no other way to explain this game, really.
Well, look, I've been in New York for a long time as a player, as a commentator. Commentate. Call the games for Red Bulls for 14 years, and for me, this is a shocking performance by them. And I'm always a New York Cosmos in my heart, and this is an unbelievably great performance. This is a big-time game.
Well, and I think we know there's so much more to New York Red Bulls. We've seen it. We've seen it happen, obviously.
Hunter Gorski with the center there. So you see Gio Savarese able to empty his bench a little right now. 81st minute with a 3-0 lead. And now Nocelli, look at the room. He was stopped in his tracks by Miazga. All right, guys, 18th appearance in this U.S. Open Cup for the Red Bulls, all-time 20-17. They did win 4 games in 2003 before falling short to the Chicago Fire in the final, but this is going to be an early exit from this U.S. Open Cup because they're about 8 minutes away, down 3-0.
Well, I want to see at the final whistle if any of the players exchange jerseys. I don't think so.
Well, look, it's clear New York Cosmos wanted it more. They've showed this from the first whistle, really, and at this stage, you at least want a little bit of a fight back, right? I mean, the game may be done and dusted, but I think if anything, Mike Petke, who, by the way, as a player, was one of the biggest, competitors out there. I mean, if you've ever watched him play, I mean, nothing got past him. If his team wasn't playing, he was a leader. He was never happy. You could see it in his body language. You could see it in his face. I mean, I've seen that myself, so I can't imagine that he's going to beat around the bush to his players about this performance.
2 goals from Stokeland, 1 from Nocelli. Stokeland cashes into the 8th minute, 73rd minute, and then his presence helped Nocelli add the 3rd and perhaps the dagger. 78th minute. 3-0 Cosmos. The pass into the box. Here's the cross backside, and it skips past Wright Phillips, who is in the vicinity.
Well, you talk about Mike Petke, and I think in Giovanni Savarese and Mike Petke, we in this New York area have 2 of the best young coaches around, and both fiery guys. They could say what they wanted, playing a little gamesmanship before this game, but Savarese will be thrilled, and Mike Petke will be sick about it.
Wright Phillips in pursuit. Mendes was there, and Mauer's able to cover. Not always easy going home. Mike Petke, St. John the Baptist, West Islip, New York. Gio Savarese, native of Venezuela, who played at LIU from 90 to 93. The ties that these coaches and so many players have locally between the 2 clubs, I think added, if anything, to the energy we felt coming here, but it's been severely one-sided.
Yeah, but it's the best of soccer in terms of the supporter groups. No fights, just a joyous, passionate crowd. Yeah. They're standing next to each other in Cosmos shirts and Red Bull shirts and chanting. I mean, it's everything good.
pretty good performance.
No, I haven't seen it because, I mean, obviously they got up for it. It's the Open Cup. It's a chance to face, MLS teams. And you can't downplay that. Obviously for players, it's a special game. It's a derby, as I've mentioned, two New York City teams. So I think, you've seen the best of New York Cosmos, the balance, not just possession, but decisiveness in going forward, the ability to score goals, of course, as well. So no, I can't remember a performance like this, not just this year, but even last year.
Yeah, well, you have to love the finishing. I mean, those first two goals, I mean, big time. You can't hilt balls any better than that. The two Stokeland goals, and then the target player set up for Nocelli on the third goal. So we had big-time goals tonight.
There's Stokeland again. Stokeland's got it. Stokeland looking from the side. Goes over the crossbar. Even when you think you've got him stopped, makes the tackle, gets it back, and really puts the cap on what's been just a tremendous night.
Well, what a performance. I mean, again, in the end, if you play that position, you've got to be able to score goals. He's done that tonight. But you're right, Ed. The tracking, the defensive pressure, you know, if you're a striker and you lose the ball, look at that play. I mean, unbelievable. They're flying up and down the field, defending, tracking back, getting forward. This has been a perfect game.
And it's nearly complete. 87th minute. 3-0 Cosmos. Janusz Michalek has gone down. He will talk to our man of the match when it's all over. Hard to think it's anyone besides number 18 in green. What a performance. On one side, it was a physical game at the outset, and Guanzati being attended to by the training staff in a lot of pain as the players go back and forth, just steps away.
It's an immediate red card to Chris Duval, the young right back, and we talked about the emotion, the physicality, absolutely out of control, that challenge, no place for it. To the starting lineup for Red Bulls, there's no place in the game for that. Absolutely shocking. No question he deserves the red card. That's just unprofessional, because a real professional, you never want to hurt anybody. This is their living, it's their job. That's totally out of control.
Good to see that the 22-year-old is up on his feet.
Well, I'll tell you what, I saw the end of it just as I got down here, and obviously there can be no question there in terms of Duval. Obviously frustration there, 3-0. The team's being absolutely outplayed late in the game. You know, that happens to players, you can't justify it really for the most part. Clear frustration, there's nothing else in it.
Eric Alexander. Cosmos substitution in the 89th minute. Coming on number 16.
Dave Murphy coming into the game.
Coming off number 18.
Giovanni Savarese taking him out to let the crowd show their appreciation.
He's played almost every minute this season.
Come on,
he gets the final minute off. They're well deserving. So much talk this week about this matchup, this Gotham Derby revival, how the Cosmos were the team, and no other team besides the Cosmos from New York could join the NASL. Then come the Metro Stars, later the Red Bulls. Cosmos get the reboot in 2013, and all these years later, at least for one night, it's the Cosmos in New York on the verge of victory here in the oldest competition in the U.S., the U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah, I just love the drama, the passion, the fans, both Cosmos and Red Bulls. Look, Red Bulls, this was always going to be a tough game.
Yeah, boys, I'm looking here. It's going to be 2 minutes stoppage time. I think both teams are smart here. They just played us out. It's obviously done and dusted.
Your attention, please. 2 minutes of stoppage time is
makes no sense. Let the
second half.
ball do the work right now.
2 minutes of stoppage time in the second half.
Make sure you don't see any more red cards, really, and any more injuries.
Yellow
and
card.
silliness in a game like this.
99 of the Red Bulls. Bradley White Phillips.
Jeff, you've seen so much of the Red Bulls this year, and given this is a different stage than the MLS regular season, but they come off an absolute high in winning in Foxborough against the New England Revolution, a place they hadn't won in 12 years, winless in 17 consecutive matchups. They did it shorthanded there. Did that have a carryover at all in terms of getting ready and getting up for the Cosmos?
Again, this was always going to be a hard game for Red Bulls. Tim Cahill, Roy Miller, Thierry Henry, not marginal players, big players. And then the Cosmo rivalry, the scheduling during the World Cup break. They're in the middle of their season while Cosmos and NASL have a break. So
coming off number 22.
It's going to be a tough game.
Alessandro Nocelli.
Team Red Bulls, I don't think they ever thought it was going to be this hard.
Yeah, listen, I can tell you this, you know, and I'm not comparing the two matches, but it reminds me a little bit of the game we saw with Spain against Holland. You just never saw it coming. You know, I don't think that necessarily, you know, this is the difference between the two teams. It just undenied, you know, one team wanted it a lot more than the other, and that's what happens when you outwork a team and have the quality to finish it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final score, the Cosmos 3 and the Red Bulls 0.
What a match. It all started in the 8th minute. Mads Stokelin, his first of 2. And then it was Nocelli in the 78th minute, icing on what was a terrific effort start to finish.
I think it was a great game, and really you need great goal scoring to have great games. I also love that when the whistle blew, Mike Petke and Giovanni Savarese, hugs, embraces, so much commonality between these two teams. It was a terrific night.
3-0 Cosmos. Stay tuned after the game to see who is named the Emirates Cosmos Man of the Match from Long Island.
There is a place in Queens where talent and technology make people well. A place of remarkable medicine and remarkable people, where service means treating you like family. From heart care to cancer care, from pediatrics and orthopedics to complicated surgery. Some of the world's finest medical talent is right in your own backyard. New York Hospital, Queens. Expertise you trust. Service you deserve.
Hello, my friend. I am Pelé. You are watching One World Sports.
Fever. You see the big head of the all-time great Pele. Green has decked it down here on Long Island. 3-0 win over the Red Bulls. And congratulations to Mads Stokelin for being voted the Emirates Cosmos Man of the Match, presented here by Stephen Scholes, Airport Services Manager, JFK International Airport, presenting the award. Let's go to Janusz.
Mads, congratulations. Great game for you. I think we've seen moments of brilliance, but we were waiting for you to become consistent. You were always a second late or step too far, but you were always in danger. What does that mean for you to score these 2 goals?
It means everything. It was a huge game and obviously a great result for us. As you say, I've had my chances and I missed. So I've been working a lot on it on practice. I've talked a lot with Gio and Aleko. And finally today I scored my chances, so it's a great game to finally score my chances, and it's a fantastic day for us.
Sorry to take you away from celebrations with the fans. The atmosphere was tremendous, I know. How much did that game really mean against the New York Red Bulls?
It means everything. I mean, I know that the whole organization, all the fans have been talking about this game for weeks. We had the league to focus on, but last week we have felt it. This is a huge game, and obviously a huge result for us.
Again, well done. This is a tremendous game for you. Right back to you, Ed.
Thank you.
All right, Janusz, what a performance. 3-0 Cosmos win over the Red Bulls. USsoccer.com has released a video series, One Nation, One Team, 23 stories as we get to know the U.S. World Cup soccer team. Here's a look at goalie Tim Howard.
I'm Tim Howard, and this is my story. I like the creative side of things. I don't always know how to perfect it, but I try and, as much as I possibly can, do those things. And when it comes to tattooing and body art, obviously everyone has a certain vision. Some of the pieces are inspired by moments in time. More often than not, there's a significant meaning behind it. I've got 4 portraits of my 2 children, my mother when she was 4 years old, and my grandfather when he was in the military back in 1940s. There's a bunch of little things like that I hold dear to me. Link those things together. The broadcasting, it was something that I've always been very reluctant to do, just because I don't think I would enjoy it, and I've made some mistakes, and I've got some constructive criticism, and it's only encouraged me to want to do it better the next game, and then do it better the next game. And I've just, like a fish to water, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. But it's nice to kind of have that, and it's become more than just a hobby. I'm hoping that I can continue on as a career, maybe. I obviously had role models, in particular role model in sports growing up. Chris Jackson, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, and he played basketball in the NBA, and it was just great to watch him. I was a 9-year-old kid, so I saw him doing amazing things on TV, and I was like, wow, you can really achieve something here. And then I set my mind to it, just kind of tried to be as good as I could at soccer, and work hard and see where that got me. And then through that process, because of TS, obviously other people were inspired by me the same way I was by Chris Jackson. When someone comes up to me and says, wow, they feel isolated in school and they feel kind of like the outcast, and that I give them that kind of courage is pretty cool.
And we will have more on Tim Howard, but first back to Janusz Mihalik with the winning coach, Gio Savarese.
Gio, first of all, congratulations. It was a big match. We all know it. It's a derby. It's New York Cosmos against New York Red Bulls. I'm not big on comparison between NASL and MLS. It's a game. It's a cup game, and you have that. But this, for me, was the most complete performance I have ever seen from your team. What happened and why it happened?
I think, first of all, the guys match up to what they had in front of them. And I think the better the quality of the team that we play, and I think the more the guys, will push to do the right things. I think the guys were very concentrated. They follow exactly what we asked them to do, and they gave a great performance today.
I know you always, as a coach, going to talk about team. It's difficult to talk about individuals, but I think it was important the way Matt Stockton played, the consistency of scoring, that little chest down for the 3rd goal under tremendous pressure. Tell us a little bit about him. How good can he really be?
We all knew all along that he's a great player, he's a great goal scorer, he gives us a lot. He's improving, he's young, and I think he has tremendous potential. And today he was clinical. I mean, the first goal was a great goal. The second that, was just a one-touch volley to the second post. And then he was very good in the game. But the whole team, everybody, the guys on the bench, I think collectively everybody understood the game and they performed very well.
Last question. What does this obviously mean for the organization? I know it's just a game. You haven't won the U.S. Open Cup, but how big of a boost this is, not just for the team, but for the club?
The great thing is we got a very good win against all the starters, and what they had available. I think that's they put the best team possible, and we match up with them today. So I think as an organization, it shows that we are serious, that we're all about soccer, and that we're growing, and we're working very hard. And today we saw that.
Thank you very much, Gio, and good luck in the future games in U.S. Cup.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you, Ed.
All right, Janusz, thanks so much. So a 3-0 win for the Cosmos here over the Red Bulls. They're moving on in the U.S. Open Cup, an emphatic performance, and now they await Philadelphia or Harrisburg. We're going to know who they're playing after Tuesday.
Well, I think the build-up to this game was anticipated. We all knew it was coming, and we were hoping for this kind of matchup. Red Bulls are a quality team, and even without their big stars, they got dominated tonight by the team, I think, that really wanted it more. So it's going to be very exciting next step for the New York Cosmos.
We talked so much about Matt Stokeland setting the tone with that goal in the 8th minute. We didn't talk too much about Jimmy Maurer, and that says a lot about the defense of the Cosmos here tonight.
Well, I think it was a team effort. They tracked back their strikers, their midfielders all defended. The back four played exceptionally well. But Jimmy Maurer made some big saves when he had to. So, you know, this was the consummate team effort. Maurer did his job. Super, from the guys up front to Maurer in goal.
This was the first matchup between two New York pro teams in over 80 years. Have to go back to 1932. But here on Long Island, here at Short Stadium, one team owned the night. The New York Cosmos in the NASL, a 3-0 winner over the Red Bulls. Defending champs in the NASL. They prove their worth here tonight. 3-0 the final, and the Cosmos return for their fall season. Home openers July 12th. They'll host the San Antonio Scorpions. It's live at 7 p.m. here on One World Sports. For Janusz Mihalik, Shep Messing, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying thank you from Long Island, where the Cosmos are winners 3-0 over the Red Bulls. You've been watching One World Sports, America's network for global sports.
A very good evening to you and welcome to the highlights of one of the days of the cricketing calendar, the Saturday of a Lord's Test. The famous old ground is 200 years old this summer, and so it's seen a few scenes like these over the years. And while everybody seemed to enjoy the social side of life today, what really mattered was what happened in the middle. Remember, the first 2 days of the game played under clear blue skies and seen the batsmen fill their boots. Would things change today, though? England certainly hope so. Well, coming up over the next hour, we'll show you all the key moments from the day's play. And then I'll be joined by Bob Willis, Arjuna Ranatunga and Mark Butcher for the verdict, which will analyse and discuss the day's top stories. And remember, if you'd like to tell us what you think, you can get in touch via Facebook, email or Twitter. The hashtag is The Verdict. Well, as the players took to the field, it was overcast. Would that help the bowlers? Here are the morning session highlights.
Of an inside edge, looking for two, should not be a problem. There's no fine leg, so Captain Alistair Cook has to run from slip. Right out of the middle of the bat.
Yep, the width and just too full from Jimmy Anderson and too wide. And good players like Sangakkara, they ain't going to miss out on these. Just a good shot.
There is a bit of rain around. Paul Rifle just taking a cursory glance around. And if he looks into the stands, you'll see people getting ready to get covered.
Might be one of those, we'll just see the over out and make it all nice and easy. In that time, someone could get out.